everybody, Patty Ann here from Bucky Ann's Creations, and today I'm doing cwplanner 42. The prompts are something in black and white, a color you don't usually use, flowers and plants, flowers or plants, botanicals, graph or lined paper, chocolate or candy wrapper, and the bonus is anything that starts with a Y. So, let's get going. Alright, now, let me back up. I'm going to show you what my problem is today. I have this whole setup here. The flowers, a color I don't usually use, something that starts with Y. I have yellow boots, something in black and white, picture of Lucy and Ricky, and the candy wrappers. I haven't eaten the candies yet, but I have two candy wrappers. One's a chocolate kiss and one's a little Reese's. And for this, I'm using this as my graph paper. It's the squares there. Okay, so now you could say, alright, just start gluing everything down. My problem is, if I move all this, I have this whole setup, which they're all my flowers. Black and white. There's another black and white, but it has yellow in it, which is the Y. A color I don't usually use. There's more black and white. It says eye-opening springtime beauty. And once again, the candy wrapper. And the graph paper I'll leave out there. So now, which setup do I use? Okay, I'm very confused as to what I want to do. I almost feel like doing both setups because I want them both done. Well, I guess I should have eaten. My stomach is rumbling. And this was going to go there, but I don't really need that there. Alright, so I have to make a decision. Let me come in a little bit closer so you can see. Alright, this is the one set up. Come on. That's my one set up. And this is my other setup. I want to do them both. You know what? That's what I think I'm going to do, because I really can't decide which I would rather do. I really like them both, and I know once I do one, yeah, you can have two candy wrappers. I'm trying to get this as straight as possible because it's not even on either side. Okay, that looks good. should have left that piece there, but you know what? I'll put this over here. I'll do this carefully. I don't want to rip my wrapper. Nothing like chocolate. Oh, look, and it's a whole bunch of roses. Okay. And these were called meltaways. Okay. Alright, first things first. Okay, so that's one side done. Okay. I love it. I think I'm going to cut this off too. truthfully now, I don't remember exactly how I had this set up. So we'll see. Oh, I like that. Can add that somewhere. I think I'm going to cut this in half. The yellow boots on this tag. And I could just put the yellow boots by themselves, but I think this just adds a little bit more interest. Oh, maybe I can write. Let me think about this now. If I put this sideways, I can write what the prompts were. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking that if I had put it just regular, then I could have just written what the prompts were on the back side. No, I think I'll leave it like that. Oh, you know what I didn't glue? This is missing. Okay, wait a minute. See, that's because I didn't self-check my, I think, well, I guess I figured I'd do it afterwards. Okay. I think I'm going to write it down, obviously, before I cover it up, because I probably won't forget, but you never know. cwplanner 42. Okay, and that was, I'm going to have to abbreviate because I don't have much room here. Black and white. Color I don't use. I mean, I really use every color, but I tend to stay away from oranges and greens. I mean, unless I'm doing, you know, Halloween stuff like that, that would be all orange. And greens I use for Christmas, but I guess that's why I don't use a lot of them at other times. Alright, I'm just going to put flowers because I didn't use any of the other stuff. graph paper. Oh, or lined. Or lined. Chocolate wrapper. And bonus, starts with why. Why? Because we like it. and I'm going to sign my signature to Patty Ann. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pop a hole in this. I can't see where the hole. There it is. Okay. You know what? This is the small one. Where's my bigger one? Alright, this one's a heart. That's alright. There, cute, right? Okay. And then I'll put a little string on there. Just looking for the end of the string. Is that the end of the string? Why won't it come out? Let's see, it's tucked in. Oh, right. What's so hard about tying a knot, huh? Why? Because I'm on camera? Is that the reason? Must be, because... Okay. I like that. Alright, now, let's start with this. This card of I Love Lucy is from the episode where Lucy wants to be in the show, as usual, and Ricky doesn't want her to be in it. But then I think Fred tells him, you should let her be in it and let her see how much work it is. Right now she's just thinking of the fame and fortune and the fun of it, but she's not thinking of how much hard work it is. So what Ricky does is he makes up this dance, and she learns the whole dance. It was a really, really hard one. And then they go out on the stage to do it during rehearsals. And on his parts, the music just goes then, 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 and during that he's just, like if you look in this card, he's touching his ankle. I think he fixes cuff, he fixes his other cuff, he fixes his tie, and then he touches his ankle. And that's all the dance move he does for that. And then she's got to go into this really hard dance that has all these steps and swinging her arms and spinning around and tap dancing and down on the floor and kicking her legs up, and then she's got to get up and then point to him, and then he does like his next step, and it's just as simple as the first one. You know, he like, you know, fixes his tie again, puts his hand on his waist, wiggles his foot, and then does his hand out like this towards her again. So by the time they're done just with rehearsals, she's totally wiped out and exhausted. And he's like, oh, well, honey, I told you that showbiz isn't as easy as you think. It's a lot of hard work goes into it. And she's like, yeah. And he says, well, if you don't think you could do it. And she says, yeah, no, I'm too tired. I can't do it. I don't want to be in the show. And then she, of course, goes to walk out. And I think Fred, or maybe Ricky's manager, says something like, oh, you really did it good to her, or something like that. Like, she really worked hard, but now she won't want to be in the show anymore, so your plan worked. And she overhears that. So, of course, that night during the real show, here's the card. This is a collectible card. So that night, she, of course, shows up. I don't remember what she does, but she's not supposed to be in that number, and it's a very difficult number, but she's able to do it, but the number was different, so it doesn't match up. But she doesn't care. She gets her way, she gets into the show. As I'm sure most of you have watched I Love Lucy, it is all around the world. It's shown somewhere. Well, from what I've heard, it's being shown somewhere around the world 24 hours a day. But maybe I'll just glue this on separately like this. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, we got to put the candy wrapper in here. I just recently watched, what are their names? It's a couple on YouTube. Yoel. I think his name is Yoel. But it's about this guy who just came from Cuba. And his wife or girlfriend is already here. And she's taking him all around to things that we take for granted, like a supermarket, a Home Depot. And he's amazed at all the things that we have in America that we actually take for granted, because we've grown up with supermarkets and shopping malls and movie theaters, all those kinds of things that we have regularly. You don't have those things in Cuba. Oh, I just ripped my wrapper. Oh, it's alright. Or I should have put this underneath there. But anyway, so they show his reactions to what we would consider normal everyday stuff, like going to Costco. Who thinks that's such a big deal, you know? But for him, where they don't have stores like that, you can't go to a store and buy a gallon of paint. They just don't have those things. They don't exist. So much for communism, right? Like, America's headed that way, too. But we'll have to see what happens. I don't think I want that on her hand. It just puts a lot of things in perspective when you see this guy's reaction. Well, coming from Cuba. Oh, but anyway, why I brought him up is his wife showed him clips of I Love Lucy. Now, first, she asked him, do you know what I Love Lucy is? And he said no. And then they asked a lot of people, they know somebody that's in Cuba. And they asked him if he knew what I Love Lucy was. And he went around and asked other people in Cuba, do you know what I Love Lucy is? Do you know who Ricky Ricardo is? And everyone there said no. They had never heard of it, even though it's obviously about a Cuban man who came over in the 50s from Cuba and has made it really big. But Cubans do not know who Ricky Ricardo is. And he's like representing their whole country, and they don't even know about it. Anyway, yeah, look that couple up. What did I say? Yeah, Yoel? It starts with a Y. Maybe when I make this video, I'll put it down in the description box so that you could look them up. Alright, so I'm done. Let's see now. We've got to do both sides. I'm going to back up a little bit so I can do both sides. Alright, so black and white. There. There. And I guess here too. Even though it has yellow in it. But there's the black and white. Colors I don't usually use. I don't usually use like orangey colors or this green color. And here's again orange. I think that's why I use this as my tester for my rulers. Which, when I'm talking about the rulers, I'm talking about these kinds. They have weird edges. Flowers. Obviously, there's tons of flowers. Oh, this isn't connected. Maybe I'll put that there, though. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, so we have flowers all there. What's the next thing? Graph paper. Oh, we don't have graph paper on this side. But I do have graph paper here. I could put a little piece in there. I'm skipping that. I put the graph paper there. Oh, I didn't put that there either. This graph paper was already here. Okay. Let's see. What else? Chocolate wrapper. Alright, so this was a Reese's. This was a chocolate kiss. And then the next thing is bonus, which is something that starts with a Y. I have the yellow boots, and I have all these yellow words, and on this there's the yellow there. I think I'm going to put that right there. It sort of connects that side with this side, even though it's, you know, not supposed to be together. Well, it could be. I don't know why I keep thinking of it that it has to be separated. It's just one big collage. So I guess, yeah, that's it then. We are finished. But where did I just do with that piece of paper? There it is. I think I'm going to put this here. Waste not, want not. I won't even waste a little teeny tiny flower. There we go. I have to put more blue here because, I don't know, the aluminum doesn't stick down so well. Yeah, see, it's rolling up over here too. Oh, geez, look. The whole thing is rolling up. I may have to put some washi tape or something over that. Let me see. And I even have, I can peel it off here, a piece of black and white washi tape. This, what I'm going to do is I'll go like that, bend it around to the back, there we go. That'll keep that aluminum thing, that foil on there. And there we go. Right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye. Just a quick thing. I added the number 42. I forgot. And this is also in black and white. It's a little tiny sewing machine. I'll zoom in on that. So I added this here. I always forget. And I remember after I shut everything off and I go to clean up and then, oh, I forgot that. I keep that in my stash planner. Which is my folder. I have all my stuff in here. Okay. See you in the next video. Once again, bye-bye.